So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me today, beautiful divine one, Deborah. And thank you to all of you who are joining us via YouTube or however you are finding this video. Be talking about some very exciting and beautiful spaces. And so thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
So beautiful, Deborah. Thank you for agreeing to be here. Now, first off, how did you find me? How did you find this work?
I found you on TikTok.
Oh, there we go, right?
Yes, I actually was scrolling looking for something. I have a 91-year-old mom with Alzheimer's, and I was scrolling for videos for her to watch. And you popped up on the screen. And I was intrigued, immediately intrigued. And I wanted to know more. So I went into your page and I started watching video after video. And then I saw your YouTube and then the other Patreon account. So I've kind of been following you a little bit.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for giving us that understanding of how you found your way to this space. So then you booked a session with me, what we call an ACASMA Quantum Energy session. And that's where you're in your location on the planet, which is on the other end of the country. We both live in the US, but you're at one coast and I'm at another coast.
Yes.
And so you were in your space, I was in mine in the physical sense, but the way that ACASMA Quantum Energy works, the way that I do this is through the quantum field. So I do a lot of these sessions for a lot of people all over the planet, been doing them for several years. It's here to assist us all as we're ascending and waking up. So I have your actual email. May I read it to everyone?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so this is the email that Deborah wrote me after receiving the session and after receiving my notes. So she says, I'm enclosing a copy of a short video that I want you to see, which I will try to include here if that's all right with Deborah, somewhere in the video. But these are her notes. This was during my session as I was meditating. I always lay down while meditating, but when I connected with you, I felt things that are so remarkable. I'm so glad my security camera picked it up. I always feel energy around me, and this proves it more than ever. As I laid there, I felt my right leg jerking, then my head started to feel strange. And you can see on the video that I swipe under my head because I felt like something was holding my head. I've been having issues with my right hip due to left leg injury, and you nailed it. I felt my right side being worked on. In your audio, you mentioned you thought my mouth had dropped open. And the astounding thing is, if I could have sent you the whole video, my sister walked past me when you mentioned in the audio you felt like I had my mouth dropped open. She said, that's crazy because when I walked past you, your mouth was wide open. I said to her, I was really deep in my meditation, and I'm sure now I truly was. I'm so grateful for having this opportunity and experience with you, and I look forward to another. Thank you, Debbie. Please don't forget to watch the video. The feedback is fantastic. The connection with the mouth, even because my body will relay whatever's going on for the client. And I was so relaxed. I was so out. I was so deeply, deeply into this connection, which was a reflection to me that you were. And my mouth even just literally dropped. And when it did that, I thought, I need to make note of that. I had not had that one before with someone, but I made note of it, and how glorious that it had that connective, confirmation on your end as well. And then I think I had mentioned you possibly may have felt someone touching your head or, and then here you are in the video actually feeling for them because it was so real to you that someone was actually assisting you in that manner. And it is in the video. I saw it clearly. I saw you clearly move your hands to that space. And then the beautiful orbs of light That was fantastic. So these beautiful orbs of light, just like in my videos that many of you see on my YouTube channel, when I offer the energy session work and the beautiful beings of light are coming in, they were in Deborah's energy session video that her security camera picked up on, and so this is so beautiful on so many levels, and I'm so grateful that you took the time to write it to me and to send the video and to share all the information. So I reached out to Deborah right away and I was like, would you let me share this on YouTube? Would you come on there with me? And he says so graciously, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Deborah. Now, we've given them an understanding of how we got here. And I'm wondering if there's anything that you're feeling in your heart might be helpful to share with anyone who's watching this and maybe picking up on these types of connections with this work as well.
Absolutely. I am 56 years young. I have never meditated. I just started recently. And recently after I started is when I found you. Then I got this. And that has really changed a lot for me. And then having the session with you, it just justified a lot of things I thought I already knew. But now they're more of a reality. I see it. And never not think that it's not there. It's there.
That's so beautiful. And it's in connection with some of the key phrases in my work, which are allow and trust yourself, right? And so you're
Absolutely.
doing that, right? You're allowing, and which means you're not judging, you're not restricting the space to have to look a certain way or go a certain way, but you're allowing the space to just flow with the trust that it's for your optimal alignment. And then you're trusting yourself in the sense that you're not judging what you're sensing or feeling, but you're believing, right? You're having faith in what you're feeling. You're having faith in what you're seeing, and it's so fantastic because humanity has been programmed to trust everything that happens outside of them, and so learning how to trust the inside, learning how to lean in and listen to the inside and allow the inside is brand new for most people. It really is brand new. So, all right. So now you like to lay down when you meditate. I noticed
I
that in your
do.
notes. I do too. I love that. Do you have a reason? Do you just like that better, or have you picked up on anything that why you guided yourself to do that?
I found that my body relaxes more when I lay down. If I try
Yes.
and sit and do it, I can't get, when you take that deep breath and it's that, I can't get
Yes.
that when I'm sitting up. So for me, laying down is much more comfortable.
I agree. I love that. And actually, there's a level I think you're experiencing as well, whether you've put your finger on it or not yet. But our bodies, because they relax more when we lay down, they can actually move in whatever way they need to. So if the leg energy is opening up and it needs to jerk or twitch, it can do that,
Mhm.
or the arm or whatever it is. And we're moving and transmuting and calibrating our energy so massively in these states of meditation and energy session work. And really, meditation is, in my understanding and the way I look at it in my being, is it is energy work. It's like energy work with your own intent. Even if you don't have an energy healer you're working with in that specific space of meditation, you're still working with the divine within yourself and within the connection of your quantum being. So really, I don't see them as different, but I do think that a space that meditation is offering us that we haven't really locked in on yet is the opportunity for presence. Because when we meditate, we allow ourselves to be present with our own being, and
Yes.
we're not remaining caught up in the bells and the whistles and the look here, look here, look here, look here, but we're taking a moment to be present with ourselves. And what we actually are doing is we're training ourselves to be present in all spaces of ourself, in our now. So you end up eventually, after you've allowed enough of this space for yourself to lock it in, if you will, you end up living in a sense of continual meditation, if you will, with your eyes open. When you're at the grocery store, or you're driving, or you're wherever, your family event or work or whatever it is, you can maintain that interconnectedness. You're not having to go seek it out and tap in for 40 minutes 3 times a week. You're being it, and I think that's the ultimate alignment or goal that we're all finding our way to, is that anchorship of our presence. And these spaces of meditation are offering us the opportunity to lock that in. So I love that you lay down. That's fantastic. And you mentioned in your notes your body moving during the
Yes.
ACASMA Quantum Energy session. So did you just register the understanding that it moved, or did it have a sensation with it, or anything you might have made note of?
What started, when you do that bar of light, that bar of light is something so fabulous. And I look for, when I meditate and I listen back to your voice and I hear the bar of light, I get so excited because I know what's coming.
Beautiful.
I start with the tingles and the bright light and the vibration moving down. And that's what it was. The vibration really moved to the right side of my hip. And I thought, wow, that's odd. And then when I got your notes 2 days later and you said that, I thought, there it was. That's what it was.
I love it. And I had, just to be clear, for anyone coming into this space for the first time, doesn't know me, doesn't know you, doesn't know anything we're talking about, I never met you. As far as I haven't seen you, I have not talked to you, I don't know your life story, you never asked me, you never even said intentions, you didn't send me a list on an email and said, can you heal this or look into that, or you sent me nothing. So
actually, I said, I have stalked her so much. I'm afraid she's going to really think I'm a stalker. So you knew nothing about me. I was searching you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, so for me, that's a huge confirmation or sign or wonder, all of the above, of the power of this work and of what we're able to do. Because when I was in that space with you, I could feel your right hip. I could feel the spaces that you were bringing healing to. I facilitate the higher vibrational connection. I facilitate the reconnection of the being. But you are doing it. I'm just aligning you into the space that makes it more optimal for you to do it, But I love that about ACASMA, because we in no way ask anyone to worship anything or, find this as a religion or, all we do is we offer it as the remembrance of you are who you've been waiting for. And we help the person remember that and experience itself through faith of signs, wonders, confirmations that solidify what you were leaning into, what you were beginning to trust, and help that expand. So that's fantastic. So the right side of the body, and also the left, because I think you had been compensating for the one
side
with the other. Yes. And also the mouth drop, that was fantastic, because I really felt that. And I think I mentioned in the notes, but forgive me, I remember also us going very deep, saying that I felt like we went really, really deep, because it really, I usually, when I lay down to do a session, I have a notepad on my lap and a pen, and I go into the session. And then as soon as I start to feel like I need to write, I start writing whatever I'm going to be sharing with the client, And you had a lot of pages. I think I had to make 2 recordings because I couldn't get it to you on one. It was too big. But we did get it worked out, and we got you the information. But it was when I was sitting there or laying there on the couch with my notepad, I remember feeling like my body got heavier, like in a good way, like a really relaxed way. Like I felt like my body was pressing into the furniture.
Mm-hmm.
like drugged, like
Mm-hmm.
heavy drugged,
You're melted
and
in.
exactly, melted in, beautiful. So I was thinking to myself that this was most likely what was going on in your space, because that's how I register it. Um, and then the mouth dropped, and I was like, oh, wow, we are really, really, really deep. So, really beautiful, really powerful work. And I think,
If you
if
could have
I'm not
seen,
oh, go
I'm
ahead, go
sorry.
ahead.
If you
No,
could
no,
have
please.
seen my sister's face when you said that on the recording, that your mouth dropped, she thought, I wondered what was going on. She said, I didn't know if you were in a deep sleep or you're just in deep meditation. I said, no, it was a deep meditation.
And that's a powerful statement you just made. I love that, because when you're in that deep, it does look like sleep to the someone on the
Mm-hmm.
outside looking at you. But how powerful for you to say you were in meditation, like you knew you were in the space. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like you had just checked out completely. Although that's fine. Some people do that, and that's perfectly fine, in another way in which the body allows itself to really, really shift. But you knew what you were doing, and you were registering it still. So that's really a powerful understanding to hold. So I love that. I love that. I love that. So, all right, now let's see if there's any other spaces of this we might want to touch on for everyone to understand. Is there anything else that was happening in the session space itself that I really didn't, read on in the notes, or that maybe even happened after, because this doesn't end.
I was waiting for this.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I started out with an email the next day and I stopped it. I thought, no, I'm not going to send it. I'm going to wait. Let's see what happens. Each meditation after our session has gotten continuously better. I know exactly when it ends. My meditations are so amazing now.
Mm.
It's been a whole different experience. It's for someone who has never meditated, and then you start meditating and you're so brand new and you get this, it's a gift.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. So it doesn't stop the session work, the energy flow, the reconnection to your being, all of because in an ACASMA Quantum Energy session, and I've spoke on this many times before, but for anyone who's new to this, in an ACASMA Quantum Energy session, the core of it is reconnection of the being to the earth, the being to their I am, the being to their soul spaces, and the blessing of that being. And then they can really anchor everything that they're doing, and not basically cycle, tap in and out, kind of fluctuating around, which is confirmed by your comment in the manner in which you were moving forward after the session space, and you were feeling the continued anchorship of an expansion of
Absolutely.
what. So that's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. The session doesn't cut off when I stop. I do seal it, as in the understanding of what I acknowledge and witness is going to be shared from the point I began it at to the point I seal it at. But the energy is in the quantum field. It's the divine. It's the divine of you. It's the divine of me. It's the divine of unity. And so it's continuing to flow and continuing to be available, if you will, as you and I are continuing to awaken and expand. So now you have another session booked, I believe. Did I see that correctly?
I do.
I thought I
I
saw that
done
come
that
in
this
this morning.
morning. I did.
So,
And I'm going to tell you something. Since my meditations are getting so much better, there's something else you mentioned in the audio. You mentioned you saw shapes, bright greens, bright purples, bright golds. I see those now when I meditate.
beautiful. Love
I
it.
see it's amazing.
I love it. I love
It's
it.
amazing.
So, and if I'm correct in this remembrance, those are like, um, they're kind of like pockets of information that makes up you. And so as you're in that space where we're visually seeing them, it's just the understanding being conveyed that this information is in your field, it's in your consciousness, it's right here, and you're actually anchoring it, you're bringing it in to become part of the way in which you function in this now version of yourself, if you will. So that's fantastic. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that as well. And so I really feel like this is a fantastic opportunity. We'll just put it out there and we'll allow no attachment at
Absolutely.
all. But after the next session, if we feel to come back, we could do a follow-up. And we could do another one of these if it works out for everyone's schedule. And then we could allow everyone to kind of get to follow us on the journey. I've never done this
That
with a
would be
client before.
wonderful.
But we kind of have it, you know, right here in our hands. We've had the one session, we've talked about it here. You have another one already scheduled just day after tomorrow.
Yes.
So very, very quickly, we'll be having the other one. And then we could do this again, maybe in a week or two, and everyone could have a follow-up. They could follow the journey of Deborah on this glorious adventure.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for doing this. Is there anything else you would like to share with all those out there who are in this process of awakening and stepping into these spaces of themselves? Anything
Allow.
else? Mm.
That's all I can say. Allow.
I love you, and I
I
love
love you
this.
too.
Thank you so very much, Holy Divine One. Thank you for trusting yourself and for leaning in and listening with your heart. And now here we get to be this space of us. Yes?
Yes.
I'm so, so grateful. So
As
grateful.
am I.
And I'm grateful to everyone who's watching this video and who's leaning in and trusting. And if you've got any questions, comment below the video. I will get in there and answer as fast as possible. If Deborah has an answer, I'm sure she'll be willing to come in and reply to you as well. But we're all in this together. We're all walking home together, hand in hand, with love flowing upon our path. So remember that. Remember that you're surrounded by love. You are safe. You are that love. And thank you to each and every one of you for choosing to allow. Unending blessings upon you, Holy Divine Ones.
As you as well.
Unending. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.